And all necessary things will and shall be added. Brothers and sisters, let's get together and live in perfect harmony and love. Live forever. God bless the hearts of all of those who are willing to praise and serve Him in whichever way He is to be served. Bless you.
Fresh Rastaman, here comes Garnet, ready to Garnet Silk. So remember, wherever you go, keep the Almighty within. Blessed be the Almighty God, ready to forgive all sins. So remember, wherever you tread, keep the Almighty within. Right, last line. Nothing can divide us, nothing separate. Rastafarian, once again, I greet you with true love. Remember, if you know not love, you know not God, because God is love.
It's a burning fire in my soul. We can all use more love to save the world. And if you feel that joy in your heart, hold on, don't let it part. This is Nature Ellis, and you're tuned into Big Stone Television with the vision.
A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Big Stone Television. Today we continue our series of Gone Too Soon. Today we're going to be talking about a very promising young man who was almost at the peak of his career when he was gone too soon. We're talking about Garnet Damion Smith, popularly called Garnett Silk. Garnett Silk was born the 2nd of April 1966. He was born in Manchester, Jamaica. His musical career began at the age of 12 when he performed under the name Little Bimbo. During the 1980s, he worked as a DJ on sound systems such as Conquering Lion, Soul Remnants, Pepper Disco, Stereophonic, and Destiny International, where he first met Tony Rebel. He recorded his first track in 1985, but it would be 2 years later before his first single, Problem Everywhere, was released. An album of material from this period journey was later released in 1988. Smith now being billed simply as Bimbo. The pair began performing as a duo around the sound system to much acclaim. The Garnet Silk meets the Conquering Lion, a dubplate selection album dates from about this time and feature a clutch of exclusive recordings the DJ cut for the sound system from the mid-1980s through the end of the decade. Rebel, a Rastafari, eventually converted Smith to his religion with the help of dub poet Yassus Afari, a close friend of both the DJs. In 1989, at the suggestion of veteran singer Derek Morgan, Smith turned from DJing to singing with a recording session at Bunny Lee's studio with Rebel, including tracks recorded separately as a duo and with Anthony Selassie, and he began working under his real name. The Heartbeat label, Tony Rebels meet Garnett Silk in a dancehall conference, compiles these early Morgan overseen recordings. The success of this session led him to continue as a singer, going on to work with producers King Tubby, Prince Jammy, and Donovan Germain, before signing a 2-year contract with Steely and Clevie in 1990, recording an album worth of songs for them. It was a production duo who decided to change his name to Garnet Silk in reference to his smooth voice. Only one of the tracks recorded during this period, We Can Be Together, a duet with Chevelle Franklin, was actually released at the time, and discouraged by this, he returned to Manchester and threw himself into songwriting, often in partnership with an old friend, Anthony Fire Rochester. Another encounter with Tony Rebel brought an introduction to Courtney Cole, owner of the Roof International label. Silk would record a plethora of songs at the producer's Oteria studio. Amongst them were the hits Mama, Seven Spanish Angel, and a cover of the Johnny Nash classic I Can See Clearly Now. Roof International would posthumously bundle up these early singles and other material recorded at this time for the Nothing Can Divide Us album, which the VP label picked up for the US. By 1992, Silk was in Kingston, in the studio with producer Bobby Digital, recording his debut album, It's Growing. Split between deeply cultural themes, spiritual songs, and romantic numbers, the album went on to become one of the best-selling in Jamaica that year, and he had his first major hit single with A Mama Africa, produced by Richard Bello Bell for the Star Trail label, which was Silk's first international hit and topped the reggae chart in Britain. Over the next 2 years, the singer would record with most of the major name producers on the island, both on his own and in partnership with Tony Rebel. He cut a swath of songs with King Jammies, including Fill Us Up With Your Mercy and Lord Watch Over Our Shoulders. The latter track, titled a 1994 compilation release by the Greensleeve label in the UK, and both 7 jammy cuts and a clutch of hits for other producers. In 1993, Gold, released by the UK Charm label, bundled up more hits from this period. Amongst them was Zion in a Vision, a Jamaican #1 cut with producer Jack Scorpio, as well as Hey Mama Africa. He also recorded for Sly and Robbie, included the deeply religious Thank You Jah and the haunting Green Line. But the pace was becoming too much, and Silk collapsed during a show at the Ritz in New York City, suffering from low blood pressure and exhaustion. The exhausted singer was forced to cancel all his scheduled appearances for the next 6 months, most crucially of all, what would have been his debut at Reggae Sumfest. However, Silk bounced back in 1994 and set back to work. In a show of good grace, he rejoined Steely and Clevie and cut Love Is the Answer single, another massive hit. Fight Back, produced by Richie Stephens, was next up. By then, the singer was ready to retake the stage, which he did with vengeance, headlining that year's Reggae Sumfest and Reggae Sunsplash festivals. A set at the latter event was captured for the Live at Reggae Sunsplash 1994 album, released in 1999 by the Taboo One label. Silk's backing band was Jamaica'S, who originally formed in the late 1970s. Having signed an international distribution deal with Atlantic Records, Silk now entered Tough Gang Studio with producer Errol Brown, and the cream of Jamaica's session men included Aston Barrett, Sly and Robbie, Tyrone Downey, Earl Chinna Smith, and Uzziah Sticky Thompson. To begin work on his second album, he had recorded 10 songs, and the album was nearing completion when he went home to visit his mother. Silk had borrowed a pair of guns from his attorney after his home had been burglarized, but had no idea how to use them. Sitting with a couple of friends at his mother's house in Mandeville, Jamaica, on the 9th of December, one offered to show him how they work, at which point the gun accidentally misfired, hitting a propane tank and setting the house ablaze. The singer, his friends, and his two brothers made it out safely, only to discover that Silk's mother was still trapped inside. Silk rushed back into the house to save her, but it was too late, and both were lost in the fire. Silk music has been kept alive by several tributes, including Maccabees, tribute to Garnett Silk, and the Earth Day concert, and numerous compilation albums, including 2 collections of his dub plates, Kilimanjaro Remembers Garnett Silk, Jam Down 1999, and Rule Them, Trojan Santery 2006. In 2000, Atlantic finally released the Definite Collection, a 2-CD set showcasing the 10 tracks the singer had recorded during session for his unfinished second album. Jetstar also released a Greatest Hit compilation album, Gold, in 2000. The album contains some of Silk's most well-known songs, including Hello Africa, Mama, Oh Me Oh My, and Jaja is the Ruler. Silk's son, Garnet Smith Jr., has followed him into a career into music. Silk's nephew, Anthony Cruz, recorded a tribute album in 2013 featuring cover version of 15 of Silk's songs. Garnet Silk had a slew of albums under his belt. It's Growing in 1992, Gold 1993, Buju Banton Meet Garnet Silk and Tony Rebel 1993, Love is the Answer 1994, Lord Watch Over Our Shoulders 1994, Tony Rebel Meet Garnet Silk in a Dancehall Conference 1994, Nothing Can Divide Us 1995, Journey 1996, Reggae Max 1996, Garnet Silk and the Superstars in Zion 1996, Give I Strength 1999, Kilimanjaro Remembers 1999, Live at Reggae Sunsplash 1994, Collector Series 1999, Garnet Silk Meet the Conquering Lion, a dub plate selection 2000, The Definite Collection 2000, The Definite Collection 2001, 100% Silk, Legends of Reggae Volume 5 2001, This Sounds Leads the Way 2001, Silky Mood 1995, The Very Best of Garnet Silk Gold 2002, Reggae Anthology, Music is the Rod 1994, and Rule Them 2006. Garnet Silk, Garnet Silk. Oh my, what a loss. What a loss just when this artist was at the peak of his career. I remember I went to a show with Angie Angel, a Rastafarian songstress, a DJ at the time. And when we got to Hayes, it was Garnet Silk stepping out on the stage to perform. What a performance. I stood there in awe as Garnet Silk ran up and down the stage and gave you hits after hits after hits after hits. I was mesmerized by the tone of his voice, just his movements. His natty dreadlocks not grown tall, but they were still flashing in the air as he jumped and pranced. Jamaica, we have lost a gem. We have lost an icon. We have lost a legend. My condolences goes out to his family, his children, and his many fans scattered around the world. What an icon. What a miss. What a loss. We'll never forget you, Garnett Silk. We'll never forget the great work that you have done. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, now is the time to do so.